Deaths due to heart rate have increased in today's time. We see a well-known cardiologist just last week at DY while delivering a lecture at a CME where cardiologists and well-known doctors are listening to the doctor, and we see sudden spontaneous death due to MI. We saw an MI, 25 doctors try to relieve but an unexplained death. Deaths due to heart rates have been a huge loss for the society in today's time, right from working at an office to a restaurant to exercise to walks to gym, a person who's physically fit at a young age. Is it really very strange to see death due to heart disorder in today's time? But the reasons are pretty easy and simple, and they're clearly visible for the death. We see that more we are going to advancements, more we are advancements or more technologies or more we are at comfort in today's time, the more we see our health is at the risk. Are we really progressing? This is a question we need to ask to ourselves. We being at comfort, AI walking in, and more the technology, we need to ask ourselves, are we improving or are those people healthy 50 years ago or 75 years ago where people had to move their body, they had to move their mind, they had to work, and that's where they lived for 100 plus years? Is it the scenario in today's time where the advancements are seen? So this is a question we need to ask ourselves. It's high time to go back to the roots and think from a natural perspective and an Ayurvedic perspective and take care of our health. This video talks more about heart disorders and preventing them in the best possible way through the secrets explained in Ayurveda. Let's understand in this video. Namaste everyone, welcome to Jovi's Hospital of Ayurveda and Aesthetic Center, Mumbai. Heart is called as Hruday or Hrudayam in Ayurveda. If we see the 7 tissues of the body, the Sapta Dhatus, it is beautifully said as Rasad Raktam Tato Mausam Mausamet Prajayate. Medo Asti Tato Baja Maja Shukrasya Sambhava. The body is made up of 7 tissues. These are tissues that hold our body. The body's first dhatu is the Rasa Dhatu, is the plasma. And we see this body's first tissue gets the nourishment from the Ahar Ras. The Ahar Ras gives the nourishment to the first dhatu. If the Ahar Ras is the channel to the first dhatu, if this is a well and these are the different farms, the well provides Ahar Ras to the Rasa Dhatu. From the Rasa Dhatu, through the Rasavas Strotas, the Rakta Dhatu gets nourishment. Through the Raktavas Strotas, the Mausa, Med, Asti, Majja and Shukra or Arthav, the body gets nourishment in this particular manner, and it's very important to know that this well through which the entire body is nourished is the heart. The stan of the Rasa Dhatu, the site of the Rasa Dhatu, the first farm is said as Hruday. The stan of the Mana, where does the mind reside? Is it here? The stan of the Man in Ayurveda said as the Hruday. So stan of Rasa Dhatu, stan of Man is said in the Hruday. It is beautifully said as Chintanam Chati Chintanat Rasa Vahinya Dushyanti, which means excess of chinta. It disrupts the Rasavastrotas. The nourishment does not go to the first tissue of the body wherein the blood, muscle, fat, bone marrow and the reproductive system does not get any nourishment, and the patient goes into apatarpan mode and the patient develops Shwas Vikar, Hruday Vikar, etc. So point first to be noted is the Swastha Man, and Swastha Man is a product of healthy habits, a healthy ahar and positive vichar, about which we'll discuss in the further part of the video. I am here to discuss about the 2 most important points, which is very important, and hence followed we will see beautiful changes. It is very important to go back to the roots, and for that the number 1 point which I'd like to talk over here is eat what your grandpa said to your papa. What your grandpa told your papa is very important, which is eat, which is fresh. In today's time we see the vegetables which are cooked, they have been cooked again and again. The Agni Sanskar has been given again and again. It is very important, and the first and foremost point explained in Ayurveda is stale food consumption. If food is consumed stale, then no amount of medicine is going to stop you from having a disease. No medicine will help you relieve, and the body is just going to degenerate and deteriorate over a period of time. So fresh food, food that come from earth and food that do not come from a lab. So food that come from earth, fresh foods are very important for us. So eat what your grandpa said to your papa, whether it's about your ahar, vihar or vichar. And hence concluded India is the richest country in the world today, which is having the miracles and the base of yoga and spirituality. It is very important that we have two things in life, sukha and sthira. Sukhata, which means the joyfulness, the peace, the calmness, and sthirata is the stability. These are the two only wealthiest currency that we require to be had in our pockets. So the two wealthiest things, sukhata and sthirata, very, very important. And for that, we need to follow a lifestyle that our grandpa had and he always told our papa. In today's time, we always see patients often tend to ask us of skin disorders and other disorders. They tell us that, so what about peanuts or cashew nuts? What about eggs and chicken and meat and beef and all these items or animal products, beef, pork, lamb? How will I get my protein? I always tell these patients, my dear friend, that our grandpa or our ancestors, they've never had 1 gram per body weight protein even once in their lifelong. Today's kids, we see for 1 week or 1 day they don't have protein, they'll panic, oh, my protein intake is not completed. Our ancestor did not take for even 1 single day and they lived more than 100 years. Protein is essential, but you need to know from a natural perspective what are your needs. Deaths and problems are when you eat more than what is required. These deaths are more as compared to those where we consume food less than our hunger. Whenever we have a hunger of 2 roti, if we consume 1.5, we are always at a healthier state. The less we eat, the healthier we are. The more we eat more than our hunger, the more problems. While eating our food, you must always know when we are eating, when we are consuming our food, and we see something that is horrifying or traumatizing or something that's scary, you need to understand that your intestine will just, in Ayurveda there's a term which is called as Atade Sukadna. Atade Sukdun Jana. Intestine will just, its openings will just be closed for few hours. And we see the time mentioned in the books, it is 2 hours. For 2 hours, the intestines will be closed and hence leading to apachan. Apachan, which is indigestion, is the mul or the prior cause of heart disorders. So healthy eating, mindful eating is also a very, very important task over here. Fresh food that's cooked once, not again and again, Agni Samskar, and which is included with mindful eating. As per clinical research, it is seen when Chinese moved away from their tradition, they developed more of diabetes, heart problems, and other lifestyle disorders. When the Japanese moved to Americans, they developed all the kinds of lifestyle disorders. When we as a person move away from our tradition, when we move to so-called uncool things, where the uncool things do not have the burgers and the pizzas and all the latest items which do not come from earth and come from other places, we see more problems. More advancement, more luxury, no. More advancement is equal to more health problems. This is the root. It's very important to go back to what Ayurveda had. Ayurveda being the world's first medical science which is still present in today's time, giving result for incurable disorders through yoga, through spirituality, through dravya, through panchakarma, through Ayurvedic medicine, through Ayurvedic siddhanta, we see that it yields a lot of potential. In the Charak Savita, it is beautifully explained as Hetu Linga Aushadha Jnanam, Swastha Ruparayanam, Trisutram Shashvatam Punya, Bugde Pitamaha, which means the Chikitsa Siddhant, the principle given in Ayurveda, which is the first medical science, the principle is so sure that it can never be changed. It can never ever be changed. I give an example of Baygon spray. There were times when we used to spray a Baygon spray and the mosquitoes used to fly away or they used to die. In today's time, if we just spray it, we see more of mosquitoes flying and getting more energy. So similarly, principles given in Ayurveda will never be changed, and hence it is beautifully said by our teachers that Ayurveda practitioner, if dravya available in the moon, can also practice successfully because of the siddhanta which can never be changed and can be applied to even the future disorders which will be searched in the future. So hence concluded, our roots are very important and we must not move away from our tradition. Americans, in the America Heart Association have set a 7-set rule for heart disorders, and here's what I want to tell you which you can make a note of. A. Control blood pressure, quit smoking, avoid being overweight, walk, healthy eating, have below average cholesterol, and have normal blood sugar levels. It's very important to see that when we do a urine test, a urine culture, we always think of the glucose and the protein that's going through the urine, but we never focus on the fructose. Hence, before 12 p.m., which is the first daytime, it's very important to consume fruits. Healthy fruits are an important part for our heart, for blood sugar level, for cholesterol. As per Dhanvantri Nigantu, it is beautifully explained as one must switch to Himalayan pink salt or Himalayan salt rock salt instead of the regular salt, as it yields or as it is rich in its minerals that it has. Although garlic is tamasic in nature, for the ones who take it, it is very important to include it in our day-to-day diet. Ayurveda has a special preparation called as Lashun Sheer Pak. You can just type on YouTube garlic milk home remedy Jovis. You'll get a video and you'll get the benefit that it offers, right from heart disorders to cholesterol to blood sugar levels to arthritis to having a good energy level. Along with this, it is very important to include the fruit vegetables, the vegetables which are phal bhajya, the fruit vegetables that come from the gourd family, right from bottle gourd to bitter gourd to pointed gourd to snake gourd. The gourd family plays a very, very important role when it comes to heart disorders. On a day-to-day basis, at least the vegetable or a soup or a cooked salad is a must when it comes to this. If a patient consume ash gourd juice or bottle gourd juice or a soup, it's going to help them a lot and visibly they see a radical shift in their health. So this is another part. Last but not the least, consult a Ayurvedic physician, a classical doctor for prevention and for a curative aspect for your heart disorders. Consumption of herbs right from Arjun to Pushkar Mool to Bharangi is very, very important. Medicines like Arjun Shirpak, a special preparation with many researches done on this medicine. When you consume a milk, when you consume a Shirpak of Arjun Yukta, we see beautiful benefits. You get a video on YouTube, Jovi's Arjun Shirpak, a simple home remedy consumed since several years, many researches, and it is very effective for heart disorder. Along with that, several different disorders right from Hriday Basti to the Alabu, where certain cups are put over the heart, back area, right from Vaman to Virechan to Basti. Several different panchakarmas are, given to patients of heart disorders, and a radical shift is seen on reports as well as the overall lakshanas of the patient. So eat and live what your grandpa lived. Switch back to the traditional life to see a radical shift in our health. And we see that more we go towards advancement, the lesser and lesser our life is going to be. So choose Ayurveda and choose wisely. Any doubts, questions, let us know in the comment section below. Until next time, from Jovis and the team, look impressive, be progressive.